Hey guys, this is Jacob with Lucky Sevens Vegas TCG here, and I'm recording this video right after the last one, because as I was making that video, I figured, hey, I might have some knowledge and advice for anyone who's trying to do what I'm trying to do, and that is I have some advice and some tips. 10 tips to get you started on your Pokemon business journey. Now, this is more for sealed booster box products. I haven't really delved at all into selling individual cards, although maybe I might do that, I don't know. But anyway, without further ado, the first tip I want to give you is be consistent. I talked about this in the last video, but all it takes is for you to just be invested in what you're doing every single day. This is basically everything in life. You have to be consistent with what you're doing, or else you're just gonna let it die out and fade, because it takes work and effort, and you have to be consistent with what you're doing. Because to be honest, it might not be that difficult for you. It might be difficult for you, but either way, it's gonna be way easier to just stay in your bed. My bed's over there, by the way. That's why I looked over there. I kind of did this. Stay in your bed, scroll on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and just relax and be lazy. It's not gonna slide, obviously. Even when you're sitting there and maybe you're already successful and you have these orders coming in, you have millions and tons of dollars a day getting orders, you're still gonna have to putting in the work. It's not just gonna come to you easily. And right now I'm at a point where I'm not even getting orders yet. The only orders I've gotten are from family and friends, and even then I still have to put in some work. But once I get orders, it's gonna be even harder for me. So basically, you just have to keep it consistent, because it's not going to be easy. And I guess that'll be tip number 2. Don't get your expectations too high. It's not going to be easy. It might not be very hard, like I literally just said. My mind's still kind of on that. I'm trying to get 10 tips in here, 10 headlines so that I can put in the video. But don't get yourself trapped in some fantasy land. And honestly, it's okay to dream. I like dreaming. I like to think that maybe when I wake up, all my product that I have right now is gonna get sold out. That's a nice thing to think, but you can't actually think that is gonna happen. I hope that my product can sell out maybe by the end of the year. That would be nice, and I'll talk about that in the next tip. But basically, stay in reality. Stay grounded in reality. Because obviously, maybe if you're making the website right now, or you're about to buy product, you're thinking of the best possible outcome. This is another thing my mom told me, is expect the worst and you're always going to be disappointed. And I like to consider myself an optimist. I don't really like that quote very much, but there is a lot of truth to that. So keep yourself grounded in reality. I like to dream and be optimistic and be happy, hoping that's going to happen, but I'm not going to get sad when it doesn't. You just gotta work through that, okay? Work through it, stay consistent, yada, yada, yada. Tip number 3, and I'm gonna say keep track of literally everything, all right? And for maybe a normal businessman, this is blatant, obvious. You have accountants and spreadsheets of everything, and maybe this is just business 101, but I like to do all these calculations in my head, all the math, all the logistics side of things. How much is my product going to cost? How much of this money that I'm going to be making off of my product is going to go to covering shipping costs for actually getting it? How much is it going to go to maybe the domain that I hold, that I'm spending the money on yearly? How much is it going to go to the subscription for the Shopify? This is all stuff you have to keep track of, and it's obviously going to be different for everybody. And maybe people can cut costs down here, and maybe you spend a little bit more here, like on advertising, you're getting your video out, and maybe that helps a lot. But you have to keep track of that, or else you might be bleeding. And I wouldn't know anything about that, because like I said, I only have one sale. Another tip I have that isn't all in the mental space is keep watch of the market. Right now, the market is in an extremely volatile state. And to be honest with you, just me personally, from my 19 years on the planet and my experience with other things that have to do with the market, other items that aren't money, but they almost like the stock market. Anything that is old is gonna just, well, I like to think about it like this, and this probably isn't news for anybody. As soon as it comes out, we're going way up. And then we're gonna either go gradually down, or if it's too high, we're gonna drop straight down. And we're gonna go gradually, maybe it'll stay there just at the normal price, and then we're gonna gradually go up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And that's just consistent with literally everything on this planet that has a limited quantity, a limited run time. So make sure you're keeping up with your prices if you're a seller, because you don't want to, I don't know, pre-order Journey Together, and then you have 10 of these boxes and you're selling them for close to MSRP, maybe a little bit cheaper because you can get them for cheaper, and you got to compete with all these big box stores. So you're selling them for a little bit below MSRP, and then TCG Player next day, Journey Together, I don't know, maybe Pokemon announces we're never going to reprint this again. So the boxes start selling on eBay for $200, $300. The scalpers are going crazy. And now you're selling these products for maybe $120. Let's just say in a perfect world where MSRP is like $130 or something. I don't know. You get the point. You don't want to accidentally lose money. And although it's a little bit greedy, that's just how it has to be nowadays. You don't want to lose money to these scalpers who are going to buy all your product and then go sell it on eBay or something. Another tip I have for you, I think this is tip 4 or 5, I completely forgot to be honest, is, I guess maybe someone who's looking at this video, I kind of have 2 right now that just crossed my mind. Don't do it for the money. Do it because you want to provide a service. And I know that sounds dumb. I'm sure if I told my friends this, and I think I have, they would think I'm stupid. But you're not going to get anywhere if you're just thinking about the cash in your hand, because it's not in your hand yet, is it? You're going to be spending all this money on this. When I got into this, I've said it before, but it was to support my hobby, which obviously takes money. But on a more personal level, I'm not trying to hype myself up or maybe look better, maybe look good as a human being, but I want to provide a service so that, you know, I for a little bit, I didn't know anything. I didn't want to buy stuff online because I didn't want to get scammed. So I'd go to these big box stores. I'd literally go hunting for hours, going to Walmart, Target, and there'd literally be nothing there. It would be completely scalped off. And if the name of this channel, you know where I live. I live in Vegas. There is literally nothing ever. I went the day after Christmas, like the morning after Christmas, and they had completely restocked the toy aisle. It was beautiful. Literally everything was pristine. It was like out of a movie. And then you go to the Pokemon section and it is just an empty box. It's like they forgot about it. So when I made this business, I wanted to be able to sell these products at an affordable price, bridge the gap between the enthusiast and the parent who's trying to get a nice gift for the kids, who maybe doesn't really understand the product. I know my parents, they hate the Pokemon cards. My dad has fun opening them just to see the cool art, but my mom hates it. She thinks it's stupid. It's a waste of money. But if I was a kid and doing this, let's say I was 5 years old, I don't want to see my mom have to struggle to find something, maybe get scammed, and then she gives a product to me, and then I'm like, I'm a 5-year-old, so I'm trying to tell her these are fake, and now I'm disappointed and sad. Now she's mad at me or something because I'm disappointed and sad. It's just a sad thing to think about. So when I'm thinking about my store, I don't want to be thinking about any amount of profit I'm making, as long as I'm staying afloat. Maybe if I can make $5 from my sales to go buy I don't know, what are they called? A hot dog from 7-Eleven. I'll be happy with that. Just to provide the service on a level that you enjoy that has nothing to do with the money. That is what's going to keep you consistent. Otherwise, you're not going to get the money and you're going to be sad. Or not sad, but you're not going to do it anymore. You're going to be lazy. There's no point. So make sure you have a goal outside of the complete business standpoint. A lot of what I've been talking about has nothing to do with business, actually. It has a lot to do with just the mental side of things and keeping yourself out there. Because, like I Anyway, the next tip I have for you, and this is just for me, maybe I'm able to do this because it's something in my mind, but the next tip I have is be shameless about advertising. I sent my shop link, my YouTube, to my family's group chat. I'm sending it to friends I haven't talked to, or maybe not friends I haven't talked to, but friends I don't talk to as much, maybe from school. And obviously, okay, I draw a line somewhere. If there's a guy I literally haven't talked to in 2 years, that's just gonna be annoying. It's gonna look like I'm trying to scam him or something. But people that I know, I send them the link. You have to be shameless to a certain extent, because think about where you're starting. These friends and family are your starting point, and this is what you have to hold on to. No one else is gonna look at your product right now. No one else is gonna know you exist. So go to the people who know you exist already and advertise to them. One of my friends, who I talk to pretty consistently, he's a good friend of mine, he's in my friend group. He has a friend who collects Pokemon. There you go, boom. And I didn't make a sale off that or anything for one reason or another. But the point is, word of mouth is king. The YouTube is gonna help. All this advertising is gonna help. You got to think about all the hoops someone has to jump through to go to your business. First, they got to know about it. Maybe a YouTube video. Okay, the YouTube video, unless you have a YouTube channel that already has 100K views, which is a lot of how these Pokemon people start, which is good for them, but that's not obtainable for everybody. They're gonna find a random 30 view YouTube video. Okay, let's go to the description. I'm literally describing my own video right now. Let's go to the description. Okay, we got this shoddy looking website. Okay, let's try and buy this. And then you see the price and you're like, okay, well, maybe let me look elsewhere. Boom, you're done. You're off the table. So make sure you have these stable people who support you, who can have a reason to choose you over trying to go to Target, and then they don't care because they don't care about Pokemon that much. And I know that's a luxurious thing that I can say, but I'm sure you have somebody out there who you can go to, talk to, even if it's just a Discord community. Boom. I have a server that I can self-promote in sometimes. There you go. Boom. And there's like-minded people out there. So just advertise where you can, I guess. Be shameless about it. You're trying to get something started. He's being loud all of a sudden. I don't know where I'm going from there. Anyway, if you couldn't tell, that was my bird. His name is Lime. He's a murderer. Anyway, let's get on to the next tip. Don't get fooled by maybe a good price for you. Obviously, as a retailer of these products, you might buy product and you're getting it for really cheap, right? And maybe this is just a personal thing for me. Obviously, I haven't made a sale yet, so I don't even know how good it's gonna do. But I bought boxes of Cyber Judge, and I haven't exactly looked at the whole card list yet, but there's a reason why it's so cheap. There's not very good cards in there, so who's gonna buy it? And I bought it because the profit margin was good. But now, after it is what it is, I think about it and I go, I might have to give these away in a giveaway when I can afford it. You know what I mean? It's who's gonna want it? Somebody might want it. Somebody out there is gonna want it, but they're probably not gonna find your stuff while they want it. You know what I mean? So just don't look for profit when you're looking at this. I have terrestrial festival boxes, and that's what everybody wants right now. So that's what everybody's gonna buy. Even maybe if it's a little overpriced or a little underpriced, that's what everybody wants. Nobody's looking at Cyber Judge. It is what it is. Right? So that's maybe one little tip. Maybe it's just me. I made a little mistake, but I can at least share it on here, let you know. Boom. Another tip that I have that might relate to some of the other ones is take shortcuts where you can. I keep doing this with my hands, I don't know why, but yeah. Take the shortcuts where you can. And I don't mean this in like a quality type of way, try and weasel out your customers or something. I just mean like when I was first starting, I tried to use WordPress. And that was 2 hours wasted in my life. And I just went with the Shopify 3-day trial and then $1 for 3 months. And that's what I'm on right now. Obviously, if you're trying to start this in a worse state, which you probably aren't, because I'm not going in this with that much money at all. If you're older than me, you have a stable, well-paying job, then you could probably start this and not even have to listen to this video, to be honest. You'll have a lot more money to spend trying to start this business, because it doesn't take that much when you think about other businesses. But anyway, that's a little tangent. I forgot what I was talking about. Alright, I completely forgot what I was talking about, and I'm not gonna add it in a post or whatever, because that's a little difficult. So just take that as a tip. I'll count up how many tips I've done, and maybe I'll put like +1 bonus tip. I don't know. To be honest, I can't think of very much more, and maybe I'll have to cut this part out too, because why am I saying that? I have no script. I'm just talking off the top of my head here. I think we're getting to about the end of this video now. We're looking at about 20 minutes, but hopefully I can get that down to around 10 minutes with all the editing I'm gonna have to do, because I messed up a lot, which is to be expected. I don't know how many tips we got in, but I guess you really don't have to hit that flashy big 10 number. Just some things that I wanted to share starting out my business. Get the word out there, be consistent with this YouTube thing. These aren't tips, I'm just saying why I'm making this video. But just trying to get the word out there. If you see this video, please like and subscribe, share the word, visit my shop, email me maybe if you don't think the prices are right, or if you have a question. Here's my face. This is a little bit of a face reveal, I guess. It wasn't really that big a thing to me, but I'm not a faceless person. Talk to me, email me, please. I'm just starting my business. I need to make these connections or whatever. So, thank you for watching. I don't think you got this far, but if there's even one person who got this far, thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot. I really need it. And that's going to be all. Bye.